Hiya.
How are you?
Good.
Morning.
How are things?
Great. Back to the early starts now.
Back to it. Was it worth it, or did it throw you upside down?
No, it was totally worth it. It was lovely.
Yeah.
It was lovely altogether. Very grateful to get a chance to go home for a while.
Yeah.
Back to the madness now.
And Kieran's back as well.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hi, Kieran.
Back to it.
We're all here as far as I can see. I know we're missing James.
James, yeah. We just give James another minute. So maybe we'll dive in. Um, so this is the landmark. So in February, or in not in February. When did we launch this? In May?
March.
March. We launched the 2 beds. This time around, we are launching 1 bed. We'll have a route, and actually I forgot about this with the notes up top in the elevator pitch. There will be 2 beds available. So how we handle that, I guess we also want to make that clear. There's also a limited number of 2 beds available. But the big thing with this launch is that the big thing different as to the previous launch is going to be the inventory type. So these are 1 bed units, eye-watering price point. James is finalizing the pricing, but we'll be looking at an eye-watering price point, manageable payment terms, really strong income potential, like strong yield potential, and huge lifestyle benefits. And I think uh, the huge thing here is going to be able to, for us to show the viability and the proven nature of this inventory type to people who historically would have never thought about buying a 1 bed or a 500 square foot unit. So that's where I kind of mentioned that we're reframing this away from small condos and maybe comparing or framing more like luxury hotel suites. So this is this idea of pied de terres. It's been for as long as history in places like London and Paris. The rich have had their country estates and they've had their little foothold in the city. This idea that when you have such a prime location as this, your space is everywhere. Your space is in the the private roof terrace, that private amenities. It's on the streets of Playa. It's in the beaches. So I think we want to move the psychology away from a condo, away from a small condo, to this idea that you're living in a not a luxury hotel, but a luxury resort setting. So really frame the lifestyle angle that way, pied de terre, the amenities, the eye-watering sticker price, and then we segue into the income potential. You know, when you're not using it, these places are a rental machine. Hopefully, we can get lots of proof of smaller units rentals. Hopefully, we can get some singular or other proofs on income. I think we'll have very, very strong track record from similar sized units to pull on in, again, places like Singular. And then hopefully we'll also be able to get comps of similar sized units at much, much higher sticker prices. So I think the last time we went digging, these smaller units in kind of comparable projects were nudging up around 7,000. Hopefully that's still the case. And then we have the powerful formula of track record, retrospective track record proof, prediction, justification for the prediction around both current comps and the trajectory of the market. We have kind of dig and lean heavily into the idea of these hotel residences. Again, just being very, very careful that we're not making direct comps. You know, these aren't suites at the Ritz, but, you know, to kind of tackle this idea of, but they're somewhat comparable. You know, this is not a suite in a luxury hotel in a St. Regis, etc. And thanks be to God for that, because if it was that, not only would you be paying $1 million, but you'd have no flexibility about who you rent to, how you rent, and your holding costs would be huge. And then, you know, just everything else with the last launch, you know, everything was really strong. I don't see I think just the key thing here is to just take the last launch, no wheels to be reinvented in any of the case or anything, just flip it to being about the inventory type. So I'm not saying for a second that's not a big job. It's still a huge job. The whole launch needs to be redone. I'm just saying I don't see a need for a kind of a freshening of macro case. I don't see a need, or I don't see a way of adding to the case we made for the location, for the roof, for the project. All that was really strong. So any changes to that I'd be really, really careful because it will be hard to improve on that. The big things to sell and lead out with are going to be the validity of that type of inventory. I mean, you're going on a beach holiday, so many people. I mean, these are spacious units to live in and to spend time. You can land in Cancun up the road. All you'll have is your toothbrush, and you walk into your place, and you'll have your lock off cupboard, and for a beach destination and for a beach life and for moving seamlessly in and out, this is the perfect pied de terre. Walking out to the restaurants, walking to the beach, the roof terrace, perfect for the beach life. And then you leave it, lock and leave, and then it's over to your rental manager. Rental machine, you'll arrive down, have all this pocket money to play with from the rentals, and then the cap app potential, which is a function of the macro case for Playa, for the case for the project, and then the case for this specific type of inventory. So yeah, but just very much the inventory to the fore. And I suppose we remember that it's like it's a different thing because we don't prove the validity of 2-bed 2-bath condos when we do our regular launches, because that's been indoctrinated. So this is something we'll need to sell here, both from a lifestyle perspective, like this is plenty of space. You go and stay in a 20-meter hotel room. Imagine having a luxury 43-meter, 500 square foot, 1-bedroom luxury suite. And yeah, and then all the other big things are the same. So you're going to work on this, Kieran?
Yeah, that's right. And like that all makes sense to me. I'm not sure I have I suppose one question that kind of occurs is like how do we mention the original launch, or how do we relate this to the original launch as we write it up?
Yeah.
Well, Ronan, another way to come at that question. Why do we have this deal?
Yeah.
We have, so
He's redesigned the building to make these 1-beds that didn't exist before. I don't know if that's anything for you.
we could say that kind of begs questions about why would he do that.
That makes me ask questions.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to almost think of them like two projects. Maybe we even call them something else. The residences at Landmark, or is it? Maybe we.
Could you said, that begs the questions on the other thing. Sorry. I mean, it's one building, two kind of names, bit weird for me, but you guys call it. You could say you asked for the inventory, you saw the hole in the market, you saw the need for it, and he could do it at a pricing that you liked. That was way better than competitors. I mean, you can get around questions like that. You asked for it. Ronan went and said, I want this.
Yeah, but how could he do it? The launches, and like I told you, the launch was a raving success. It
We're 1 bet's on the table with the original launch.
No.
Why
And
why didn't you get it first time round? So is this
Well,
better
maybe
than the
if-
2 beds?
If they weren't on the table in the original launch, you can say the developer was holding them back. Rather than that he's creating them out of 2 beds, you can just basically
You
say
could.
that the developer is holding them back and you've twisted his arm and he's agreed a price for retail.
You could.
Right, but now we're coming up with a story which we don't come up with for launches. It sounds like
No.
we want this to feel like a whole fresh launch, not
Well, just
like
say it then, just don't have an
No,
excuse,
but
then
like
just run with
we
1 beds.
don't have to force it through. Like definitely, it's just making the point that it is something new that didn't exist before, and that's all. But the two names, what did you want to do with that?
I think that's weird, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I.
It's
But let's
one
see. I
building.
mean, Ronan on is a good gut for this stuff. What are you saying?
the back in March, we had the chance to get in in the Landmark, 2 bedrooms from blah blah blah. Now the developer has put the finishing touches to the resident. Let's just consider the residences are the new things at Landmark. The residences at the Landmark, these are distinctive city pied de terres, luxury, blah, spacious in whatever way we can describe spacious by reframing them as a different thing to a 2-bedroom apartment. So if they're whatever bucket we're putting them in, they're a spacious version of that. And we've got access to just what I'm getting at and that's in a bit of a convoluted way, that this is a new thing. This is like a phase 2. So even though it's in the same building,
Are they on different floors? Or are they mixed in with the 2 beds?
Actually, specific. Yeah, they're all facing the same way. Go back. Yeah, just why weren't they there before, Ronan? Because they were held back, or he was going to go retail with them, but you got him for Rita. You pushed him after the success of the 2 beds. What?
I mean, I guess the implied thing without saying it would be they weren't ready. Then, like, it just wasn't a thing that was figured out. Or like so to what extent in the copy are people going to be familiar with the building layout, with the plan? So there's 2 things. There's the copy, and then if someone drills on specifics with Smart Money Homes, do we have a reasonable answer?
I think we have a script for Smart Money Homes. It feels clunky to address in the copy. I'm not.
People won't even get in that far. These things just didn't exist before. No one would have seen building layouts.
Yeah.
What would be like, he's done a clever design thing is what he's done to bring these things into existence. You could say something like that.
Yeah, then I'm just not liking that. I mean, we don't say that with the new project. So like if we were doing the second phase of Aquarella Flamingo next door, like we just want this to feel like a fresh new thing.
Cool. Yeah. Well, people won't have been aware. I mean, Niall, we might want to check with Phoebe, but 1 beds wouldn't have existed. No one would have been asking about it. Didn't exist. No one would have seen building layouts. No one would have understood what was on a different floor in a different area.
People who bought would have seen the floor plan in relation to their specific unit. And would have
Exactly.
scratched, they would have scratched around, I guess, on their floor and stuff like that.
But they
You
didn't
know,
do
they would, you know, they'd ask questions about their floor, what's going on around them. I don't think everybody's looking at exactly every single floor.
But no, none of that would extend to, is there one beds around? Unless someone specifically asked that question, and at that time there wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know if someone asked if there's one bedrooms there. Maybe one or two might have, but I'd say easily addressed by saying they weren't ready.
Yeah, Roran, you're fine. No one will have been able to get into that level of detail because it wouldn't have been a thing.
Yeah. So a name feels like it would.
You went from 2 bedrooms to 1 bedrooms in Ipana once or twice, didn't you? Like, didn't you do that? Didn't you?
Yeah, to horrific failure.
Okay.
So
I suppose we would have done it in Singular Dream, really, where I suppose that was
Singular Dream is Singular Dream is the playbook, like.
Right, and they were 1 bedrooms that we put up in lights the second time.
Yeah. So
and
singular.
They were a very similar. You know, they were 35 to 50, weren't they? Most of them 35 to 45 square meters. I think the vast majority of them.
Yeah.
They were small. Singular Dream was really successful. Why do we think that worked so well? Because it was plug and play. Location was strong.
The second one, is it?
I think both of them worked.
Both of them were.
What were the price? Was that 175?
I mean, it was, wasn't it? Or no, it was a 158. We got them down.
There was lower. Yeah, but there was. I'd say there was pretty small units. They're 33.
158 for about 32 meters. They were smaller on them, but people spent a lot more.
Yeah, I wonder, did we have 175 up in lights? I wonder.
We did. You're right. It was.
I think we didn't lead out with the 30-meter units. We led out with.
We could have. And here, I think, and please, Kieran, you have to hold. I think 180, 182 will be the entry for about 40, how many? 44, 45 meters, 44 meters.
Okay. Did we when we went with Singular last time, did we go with a different name, or we just kind of?
No.
It was first time out. You see,
okay.
Yeah.
But didn't we go back with Singular?
We did a second launch. This is what I'm talking about. The second launch where it was all 1 bedrooms. Or sorry, there might have been 1 or 2 beds in there, or bigger 1 beds, but that was a studio plus 1 bed.
Right. Yeah.
Entry.
Right.
The second launch in January 2022. I might have the year wrong, but it was definitely January. And we launched the same thing, like the Singular Dream. I don't think we came along and called it Phase C or Phase 2 or something like that. I think we just called it Singular Dream.
Yeah.
And instead of going, no, the first time we did have 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms up on lights. That was a mixed inventory launch. The second time it was purely 1 beds. So we have had a successful Playa del Carmen 1 bed launch. So even though in our heads we probably think we've struggled with the one Serena and the Ipana stuff, we have had a big one.
Yeah, I mean, Serena.
Okay, so there were a few things with Singular. Just look back at the original copy. So we did June 2021. 1 bed condos, 174,600 was the start price, but it included the furniture pack. So it's turnkey and ready to go. So when you factored in the furniture pack at 15K, the price is more like 159,600. So it's literally, you didn't have to think about anything.
We played up the whole, it's all looked after, plug and play.
Yeah.
Isn't it? That's a big deal there.
Right. So let's let's
good.
hit that you'll be easily able to buy a furniture pack, plug and play. So this is
Well,
important. This is
Let's get the price on the furniture pack and say it's available and stuff. Get it, yeah?
yeah.
Go on,
Yeah.
go on. Yeah, no, this is what I was saying earlier. What worked in Single Dream plug and play for me, I remember, was huge. But I know the
Yeah.
location is probably better. So yeah, keep going with that.
Anything else, Margaret?
That was really the main thing. Then we went back out again in 2022 and the price was actually cheaper. Let's see.
This is
Was
the launch that I'm
studios.
talking about. Yeah.
So it was studios, which obviously must have been small if we were describing them as studios. And the start price was, let me see. So we were kind of more talking about the discounts then. Okay. $118,800 for fully furnished luxury studio condos and $181,400 for fully furnished one beds. And it says basically it was all about getting discounts on them. The 118,800 was 31k basically off. You had a private terrace, and the studio condos were fully furnished again down to bed linens, wine glasses, etc., to the tune of 12k. So the one beds came with furniture pack valued at 15k. So it's all about community itself it's all about the amenities, how it would be fantastic to live there, white glove service, a concierge, rental, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
developer finance was there as well.
That was the other thing that would have been a big part of that. Who's the rental operator? There's someone strong here. Talk that part up. If we could kind of get a bit flesh on that for Kieran, would it be useful? It would be, he talked about it, didn't he? The whole Tulum, Ical Tulum idea, Ronan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sorry, just going back, what was the big? And listen, you have your elevator pitch. Singular Dream just came up there. We all remember how unexpectedly successful it was. The furniture package included plug and play. It's easy. It's all looked after. Was that a big part of it? If it is, should we try and replicate it? I suppose it's part of you.
Yeah. Plug and play and easy for sure is something we want huge. Like I think I think choice of rental managers.
A host of rental managers.
Yeah, who are shit hot.
Yeah, what does that mean? Sorry.
I don't think we could become. I suppose I wouldn't be that comfortable with putting anyone up on lights.
Yeah,
no, I wouldn't either.
Okay, understood.
We know that even when they're getting
and
really high
understood
growth,
why.
they're not getting great
But
nets.
the whole that Ical pitch running was something I think you liked and you even pushed in the conversations. I remember. I don't know, did it ever get to the cop?
I like it if they can execute it, but no one we've worked with has ever been able to deliver.
Okay, so you're nervous. Okay.
And I'm not sure if it's cooked, and we're talking about 3 years out, and it's all going to be. I think the key thing is that there's an ecosystem of really strong rental managers in the area, and you can choose.
They'll be fighting to get you because it's such a great location.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. That's the way. You're not the one who will have to go pounding down the doors. They'll be pitching.
Yeah, I like that as well. That plays into the location, which we all know is a bit strange, but it could be sold as a prime rental location. It is a prime rental location.
It is a prime rental location. So maybe it's even primer for rental and vacation stay like that than much more than for a 2-bedroom condo and living.
Did we go all in on that last time? Because I know we had reservations just because of life's, well, we intuitively know being on that street mightn't be the nicest place if you were living there, but as a rental location, it's really strong. Did we go all in on that in the copy last time out?
I think the copy last time out was really strong on kind of the investment aspect, but not really on living in the building. It kind of
I
was-
don't know. I mean, I thought
the
think
roof,
rooftop
yeah,
was-
I mean,
I don't know what more you could do.
Yeah, but it was kind
Yeah.
of more, the investment angle was definitely to the fore rather than people spending time there.
What was the location? It was, wasn't it? The copy
Okay.
had the location, a really strong location, yeah?
yeah,
There was
Yeah.
a lot of focus on maps and access to the beach and
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, and they're knocking a building to make this like because there's no more space there.
yeah.
Okay.
I suppose I suppose there's this thing about like you're in Rita, everything that or not everything, but a lot of what you've been seeing. I don't know how you say this, maybe it's just implied when you put the price point up in lights, but there's been a lot of 350 and 400 and 450 grand and stuff like that. Like if you're in Rita and you want to get some, in under 200, now's your chance, because like the scarcity of the opportunity, I suppose.
Yeah,
at these price points.
eye-watering price point.
Hmm.
I mean, mind-blowing price point.
And
Again, we don't want to be undermining our 350 grand product. So I'd say just,
Right.
again, just kind of take it on its merits. Eye-watering price point, great location, perfectly livable, like insane amenity areas, middle of vibrant Playa del Carmen, beach city, scarcity, no land left, and just so friggin' easy, just easy.
what about the 2 beds? Do we want to mention them?
Yes.
Do we
Um,
frame those as like kind of if we, I like the framing of the 1 beds as a residence, as it gives it kind of a new feel, and it kind of to me anyway, it kind of speaks. I kind of get an idea of the product immediately when I hear it, But like then, yeah, what do we do then in relation to the 2 beds? Is that kind of additional inventory we've gotten from the original launch, or do we frame that in some other way? You know what I mean?
I'd say maybe we just say we also have access to a small number
allocation.
of 2-bedroom condos at the original Rita members only pricing.
Good. Yeah.
And do you want to say one of those like we normally do it, like at X price?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
okay, and Y meters.
Almost like it's a penthouse.
Okay. Yeah. Entry point. And do we still want to frame it then with the top end of the price points up around 400 grand or more? Sorry, 420 maybe. Didn't see 450 there. There's 450 for a penthouse. Would we just say it to say it, or no? Are we convoluting?
I feel like we're convoluting.
I do totally say it, but
Yeah.
I know, and we always price bracket, but.
I mean, I guess this is a smaller unit launch, so we're.
What about this? If we do a 2-bed price point, so we do go with the 185, and I said there's also 2 beds originally the pricing, and give it 380 price point or something, and then on the phones they're pulling out these 320s and 330s, and maybe the price conscious people are feeling they're getting a deal. So you're going your 182.
But you're presuming people get to the phones. I mean, is that not the biggest hurdle we're getting?
I'm thinking one thing is someone's going in for 182, and then they're kind of on the perception that a 2-bed, that's up there to 380, and then they get in and someone's going, well, listen, by the way, we got a couple of units from the here at 322. Not sure if you're interested, they'll be gone pretty fast.
Yeah, yeah, that
I don't know. I
sounds
mean,
good.
just playing. But it might, there might be
No,
something.
no. It's sounding good to me because you're anchoring that 182. You're saying, Jesus Christ, I can get a meaty one bed for
Yeah,
less than half the price of the
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
bed. So it's anchoring and compelling, and then can work on the phones. I like it.
okay. So we'll pick out that second price point. I'm looking here. 380. 380 is probably the one, is it? Or 369, 368. Maybe it's the 36. No, three.
I liked 380.
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
don't know whether
Yeah.
because
It's
it's
more than double.
more than double. Yeah.
Good. Okay. I'll give me a couple of days with that, but they'll come. But just take 180 and 380 as placeholders, okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Might be interesting.
Lovely
And
stuff.
just to say it, should we talk about why we feel before might have been sluggish, or not worth it considering it was such a unique moment in time?
I mean, we can talk about it, but I don't think there's anything we could have done about it.
No, more should
Personally.
we talk about it to see if there's anything to learn from it for this time to make sure we're learning, or have we done that?
Yeah. If anyone has any learning points, I mean, I don't see any. I read back through the copy, and I think it's really strong. I think we got hit at a moment of maximum noise in the tariffs. We were pushing the envelope on a price point, weak file, basically everything we know about.
Okay.
I
Just saying it out loud for them.
yeah. I mean, the
Mexico, like we've had a few town halls and stuff like that, whether they're going to have an impact or not. But high level of risk perception, I'd say, in relation to Mexico as well. And
I started to think about what a factor that might have been in the whole Whitford conversation, Niall, and for a different moment. Oh, we want out of Mexico fast. Go on, though.
oh fuck, is that the escrow people?
I'll talk to you in 10 minutes.
All right. Yeah. Lovely. Well, will we leave it there? And like, Kieran, maybe if you have a dig in, because I know you're just back the last couple of days, and we could maybe convene again for another brief call if you think that'd be helpful.
Can I just make one suggestion?
Yeah.
I would say that as much positive news that we can talk about indirectly in Rita about Mexico in the next 2 to 3 weeks is a good idea. Like whether it's progress
across the board.
Laguna,
yeah,
it's a rental down in Samsara, it's a fucking Montericella getting delivered. And I know there's kind of question marks over a lot of this stuff, but we should be looking for any kind of indirect way of saying positive stuff about past projects and delivered stuff.
Do we hit this straight on high risk? This is our moment of opportunity in Mexico while everyone's down on it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
No.
Okay, done. Okay.
Okay.
No, just say, yeah. Okay. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
See ya.
Bye.
I'll call you straight away, James.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Bye.